What is up, everyone? Today, happy Fantasy Friday. I have not been good about actually releasing videos on Friday, but boom, Realm Breaker, Victoria Aveyard. Let's not have horrible glare. There we go. And yeah, what a very pretty looking cover. And yeah, so I read Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen Book 1 and 2, and this is a new series. The world is a bit more epic in this series, and we've got a lot of perspectives. And let me show you the map, because the map is very cool. Boom, look at that beautiful map. It almost has a bit of a Mediterranean Sea feel in terms of like, there's this big sea in the middle, and then there's land above and below, and everything kind of takes a while to get from place to place. And this book starts with us following a squire, and there's about to be like this big battle, and this battle is going to determine something about the realms. I don't think we're supposed to know exactly what's going on at the start, but basically the realms have been breaking, and creatures from other realms are, stronger, more powerful. They're like superhumans, right? They're like 7'6" and, extremely muscular and stuff. So there's this epic battle on the start, and it doesn't go well. That's not a spoiler. It's the first 4 words of the back of the book. But the squire gets away, and we continue following his perspective. And then there's an immortal, an assassin, an old sorceress who we don't meet for a while, and a pirate's daughter. So all these characters meet, and they kind of go on this quest. And it's fun. There are definitely some moments that are pretty surprising. And the characters that go on this quest, I think, are pretty likable overall. I enjoyed them, at least. I think the main one is the pirate's daughter. And she kind of wants to see the world. She's 17. But her mom is like, nah, like, the world's a dangerous place, blah, blah, blah. But she meets up with this immortal person from another world, or another realm, I guess. And the immortal's one of these super beings, and then there's an assassin that they meet up with pretty much right away as well. And the assassin's very cool, does a lot of assassin-ish things. Every good D&D party needs a rogue. But yeah, then they go to the capital where they meet the squire, and boom, like they try to see what exactly the quest is, and they go talk to the queen. Now, while we're meeting all these questing characters, we've had a few other perspectives from the queen. Now, we've got a decent number of perspectives on the back of this book. Like, there's 5 people in this adventuring party. So, to me, just having another one, having the queen, it wasn't super enjoyable, I didn't think. It definitely bogged down the main quest, and I didn't really feel the need to be in the queen's head for a lot of the stuff that was going on early on. And, the things she was doing felt pretty detached from, like, the actual questing stuff that was going on. I think the queen was, like, a good character, but I just don't think it would have been good to have her perspective a lot of times. And we could have seen the queen through the eyes of the squire, for instance, who had at least one scene with the queen and also knew the queen for a long time, like before she was the queen and stuff. The queen's pretty young. She's only 19, but, they knew each other's kids. And then there was one other character who, like, gets introduced in chapter 14, and my goodness, I am not a fan of this other perspective. It's kind of a Daenerys Targaryen perspective in that, it's like not near anything and seems like totally unrelated, and not a lot is going on. Especially we only get 2 chapters with this character, but wow, I did not like them, and it kind of like took me out of the questing that was going on, and I didn't actually see a point to it. It was kind of like a Sanderson interlude, but not very interesting or thought-provoking at all to me. And to the extent that it gave me information going on in like the rest of the narrative plot, it was stuff that I feel like I already knew, just being presented in a different way. In terms of the plot, I think it was all right. It was overall pretty fast-paced. I didn't feel like any of the perspectives were too slow for the most part, other than that perspective that I just mentioned where nothing happens, and the Queen's perspective as well. I feel like we could have gotten a lot less of the Queen, or we could have gotten none of the Queen, and it could have sped up the plot a bit, and it would have made us focus on the kind of more interesting cast of characters and the cast of characters that was doing more for the plot. And there were a few things within the plot where I felt like, oh, that's convenient, but it's okay. And it's funny because in The Glass Sword, I thought that there was like kind of a convenient moment that happened in the plot, and almost the same exact convenient thing happened in the plot to this book. And then there were some pretty cool plot twists as well. I saw one of them coming from a mile away. I didn't know how the twist would happen, but I saw the plot twist coming. This is kind of a weird book because I liked the plot in the first half more than the second half almost, which never happens. Usually it's like, oh, the second half of the book, like this is where stuff's going down, like everything's going crazy. But for me, I almost enjoyed having the characters meet each other and kind of like the origin stories more than the actual questing, if that makes sense. I don't even know. So yeah, I mean, I didn't love this book. I liked most of the characters, but didn't love them or anything. The plot was overall pretty good. There was a lot of good things, but some convenience things that I wasn't a huge fan of, and I didn't like a lot of the stuff at the end as much as I feel like I usually do. Like usually the endings of books are, a lot more fun, I guess. And the writing style, I don't know. I think if you liked The Red Queen, you'll probably like this book just from the writing style and the characters and stuff like that. But you also have to like multiple perspectives because this book has so many perspectives. Overall, I don't think the perspectives are too hard to follow, but I still think some of them were unneeded. If there's like a book 2 for this, I probably won't buy it, to be honest. I just don't care enough. There was a bit of a cliffhanger at the end. And, I didn't really love the cliffhanger, and it'll probably set the tone for the next book. So I don't really know. It's all right, I guess. I can see people enjoying this book, but I just didn't love it. I don't know. It's like a 3-star book for me. Maybe like 2.75 or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's everything. Happy Fantasy Friday. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time.